Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Eye Opener Society. Thank you again so much for hitting the play button, for listening to us, for downloading. We really enjoy you, the audience, and that's why I brought Hannah back. Okay, let's
What's
just
up, bitches?
say, yeah, Hannah's going to be back. We're also going to have a whole bunch of other people coming on, whether it be Elaine from Arcane Oracle, and Lund from Haunted and Waiting, or Sunset Child from Sunset Child's Out There podcast. I'm also planning very soon, since Hannah and I are back, I'm gonna bring Brittany back too as well because
It's Brittany, bitch.
yeah, we're gonna bring Brittany back because last interview she did with us was so awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, we had a great time with that. And I would like her to interview us again now that we have kind of reunited. So I'm going to try and set that up. I know it's a little difficult with everybody and schedules and everything else that's going on in everybody's life. And that's what the show is about. It's about life, the everyday, trying to pull through, trying to get some inspiration, trying to stick some spiritual stuff, some metaphysical stuff, as well as some haunted stuff and ghosts and whatever else we could find. We like to be all over the place, but we still like to focus on everybody, to focus in on your life. We'd rather see everybody happy than miserable. And it's difficult because a lot of times we feel that way too. So, Hannah, here's something I found. Again, I like to, since we didn't have any topics, I just figured I always have something in the
You're
bag.
rolling with it.
We're rolling with this one. So, I find a little quote. I'm going to say the quote and then we're going to discuss it. So, this one probably fits a lot of situations. It's better to admit you walked through the wrong door than spend your life in the wrong room. Do you want to take that one first?
Yeah, I guess. Um, so that quote obviously resonates with me. Um, I said in my last, my welcome back podcast, basically, I'm going through a divorce. Um, and like I said, I'm not going to get into, my details or anything like that, but I think when it comes to my situation, it's just I I realized that I did walk through the wrong door. That door provided me a lesson. However, repeat the second part of the quote,
Oh,
please.
yeah. I'll read it again. Better to admit you walked through the wrong door than spend your life in the wrong room.
Yeah. So I was, I walked through that wrong door. I did everything that I could. Um, but I realized that that room was not for me. Um, and so here I am, it's been since October. I'm still in the thick of it. Um, but I removed myself from the room that I knew wasn't for me. And it takes a while. And I'm still dealing with the mental back and forth of, oh my God, this is like your life now. Oh my gosh, like this happened to you. Um, but I've come to terms with that I had my strength to close that door and create my own room where I belong. So,
I think what I like so much about this quote, society and just life in general, there's so many opportunities for us. And there's always, those opportunity knocks. That's a door. Doors work both ways. You could come and you can go. You do not need to trap yourself in one room for the rest of your life if that room does not suit your needs or if you're not comfortable in it. And this also applies to the crowds you're around, the people that you keep. We don't need to remain with those crowds or in those rooms. We can turn around, we can walk out, and we can function again and relearn ourselves and learn to adapt and find the rooms, find the crowds, find those people that we are most comfortable with. Because being in that wrong room with the door closed and you're constantly looking at that door, wondering what's on the other side, that's where we need to reach for that doorknob, turn it, open it up, and see what's going to be presented to us.
yeah, and that can go for like so much, like so many aspects of life, like relationships, jobs, friendships, like just anything in your life. Like it could be like a diet. It could be a diet, like something personal for you. It could be religion. It can literally be anything in life. Don't, if that door, like you said, if that room that you're in doesn't suit you anymore, then open that door and go explore. Like it's endless. And not saying like in like a relationship type, like go sleep around or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Unless you want to.
Yeah, but I mean, good for that's not me, but good for you if that's how you want to roll. But it's just one of those things where it's like it's anything in life. You don't have to, if you feel that it's not right for you, you don't have to be trapped. And it's this is hard for me. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Yeah. Well, we could present the room. A lot of these rooms, what happens is if you're in them and there's no windows and there's no,
You feel
yeah,
suffocated.
you feel suffocated. You don't know. Again, you're trapped. You don't know what's on the other side of the walls, the other side of the door. Uh, and I'll tell you something, it doesn't matter what point or what stage in your life you're at, young, old, whatever. There's nothing wrong with changing. There's nothing wrong with evolving. There's nothing wrong with it at all. You can do it at any point in your life, and you don't need to feel worried about it. It's liberating
Yeah.
when you do make that change, when you do decide, hey, I don't want to work in this job anymore, and you go out and you find another job, or I don't want to be around these people anymore. I don't want to do alcohol anymore. No matter what it is, you can make the change as long as you want to, and you will persevere because you yourself really don't want to be in that situation. Because if you're looking at that door and you want to get out, and you actually do, you've just succeeded in life. You made a move that's going to better yourself.
Yeah. And as far as people who are like, well, I'm scared to open the door, I can promise you that I completely understand. More than I can say, I completely understand. Um, but one day, and I swear to you, it's just gonna be one random day. You're gonna you're gonna look at that fucking doorknob and you're just gonna open it wide and you're gonna slam that door shut. And it's gonna be like Monsters Inc. Like you're gonna just demolish the door. You're gonna put it through the shredder. Um, because you realize that it no longer suits you and that room was actually slowly killing you. Um, and it's so, like you said, it's liberating. To share somewhat personal, I know everything that happened with me when I told Gary, I dropped to my knees in tears, how I was devastated, but at the same time, it was like something lifted, like it was like I felt something lift off of my soul, like metaphysically, physically, emotionally, everything. So it was just such a overwhelming feeling for me where I was literally dropped to my knees. And the feeling is, like I said, it's an overwhelming feeling. You're not necessarily happy, you're not necessarily sad. It's just like that door drained you so much that it's just like this relieving exhaustion that you have.
Yeah, and I remember that, and I know because listen, I've been through it too myself, and more than once, and it is because, yeah, it's liberating, but at the same time, it's completely frightening. But change is never comfortable until you actually make the change, and to put things into a whole nother perspective on that too, you may be in a room that something's wrong, something's off. Add color, change the
Yeah.
furniture, make it suit you. Never settle for something that's not you.
Yeah. I wanted to say that because let's say the room isn't that bad, like it's not bad. It's just maybe you need adjustments. There's nothing wrong with adding a window,
Mhm.
and that is metaphorical, obviously. But, making the changes, you're like, you know what? I love this room, but something needs to change. It's not necessarily that you want to leave the room or open the door, but maybe you want to add a screen door. So you're allowing other things to come in, but you're still in that safe room that you want to be in.
Yeah, and that makes perfect
Oh,
sense.
that was
And
good.
that was good. I love it, man. I love having you back. Yeah, so definitely if you apply this to your own life, think of the situation that you're in, figure out if it's something you need to change completely, where you need to change
You
the
just shred
room.
that door.
Yeah, do you need to shred that door?
or you need to just add a pop of color.
That's it. And I think that's what we hope for you because, again, you, the audience, we don't know you, but we know a lot of people go through these little changes or big changes or whatever they are. And we hope we help you out a little bit with that, especially when we're not doctors or,
Yeah.
psychiatrists or anything like
Far from it.
that. Far, far from it. However, I appreciate everybody tuning in and thank you for, joining Eye Opener Society. And don't forget eyeopenersociety.podbean.com. Also check us out on YouTube as well, where I do some shorts on there myself. And plus I got the video versions of these podcasts as well. And also don't forget to check out our other three great podcasters, Ann Lund's Haunted and Waiting, Sunset Child's Out There podcast, as well as Elaine's Arcane Oracle. And we thank everybody for joining us again. And we will be seeing you soon, a lot more.
See ya.